That was last week. This is this week. The 2023 Hurley Pro Sunset Beach. Jack Robinson in the elimination round. Jackson Baker going up against him and getting in on the action very early. Working his way down the line. Finds the closeout section. Stomps the landing. Oh, looking for a little? Nope, not so much. Gets out of the wave there. Jackson Baker starting off with a 4.67 for this wave. Pete, what do you like about the way he started this off?
I like the vertical approach, getting into the lip. The judges love to see that. This wave broke apart, and he chased it all the way to the end section to get the closeout off the Val's Reef left and actually redirected. Sometimes we've seen that happen on that Val's Reef section. You come across, and you can actually redirect and go back left. I mean, that's that little deep gap. There's a little channel between the Val's Reef and inside Bowl Reef that it's deep water, and you have to traverse across it. We saw that happen for Jackson Baker, and actually probably added a good 1.5 points.
And here's Jack Robinson in the yellow jersey trying to get something going. Goes for the closeout section and falls off the nose there. So Strider, when you see something like that, I feel like there's just, like you said, those swell directions are making it hard to figure out what each wave can offer.
If you're going to catch a wave, midway out, you got to be able to have it go all the way over to the Val's Reef, so you're going to get those steeper, shallower reef part of the reef. If you don't know that, you're going to go into deep water. So ultimately, good work there by having Billy on his hand.
Lenny up on that one. We saw one move already, trying to connect something here on the inside, see if the wave can stand up for him. It does. Bangs one off the top before he rides on out of that.
I actually really like this wave from Kai. I mean, beautiful lip line snap. Great flow back into the pocket. Wave regains composure, gives him some more time to do some turns. I think that setup turn maybe slowed him down a little, but he met the lip perfectly right there on that last turn. So I think he's looking really sparky out there. I mean, look at him. He's in the lip. He's throwing tail. He's finding those beautiful, point waves. He does know this wave really well. When his first win ever came from Sunset Beach and a stand-up paddle event.
It's kind of what you were talking about, Pete, on that wave from Kai. But in the meantime, Jackson Baker also in on it. Nice bang off the top there on that closeout section. Going down the line, trying to squeeze one more out of the wave, but that maneuver falling short for Jackson Baker. So he's not going to get the finish. He is going to add to his score line of a 4.67. So get that second wave.
I think, great work for him.
And what about Jackson Baker, Pete? What do you think about this? What went wrong?
Well, I think picking the wave choice, right? I mean, it just gave him the one opportunity here, and then at this point was way late.
Halfway through this heat, doesn't really have a score, but nobody else in this heat has really laid down a hammer. Here we go.
Jack Robinson trying to do something, building off his 0.8, setting up a nice carve up into the lip, going down the line, trying to find something else on this wave. Is it going to bring him anything? One closeout section turn, calling for the jet ski. So we'll build upon that 0.8, but like you mentioned, Strider, he's up against it right now, and certainly feels like he's feeling that pressure, but wanted to get another wave under his belt. Did that with that one.
Well, he doesn't need a big score to jump into the advancement position, so I feel like it was great for him just to get moved.
What are you seeing here, Pete, on this replay?
It's a small wave, in my eyes, really. For a wave choice, it was a tough one. I know he needs to get running. I mean, obviously that's the case, but he saw that it was going to be like a point wave that would stand up, but it just really didn't give him a lot.
Who's somebody who got busy very quickly while we were in the commercial break, waiting for this to get into this heat. He got his first wave, and now Lenny up and at it, going down the line, bangs it off the top, little floater, sticks the landing there. Now working that wave, trying to see if it's going to connect on the inside and give him anything, which it does not. So one big maneuver there from Lenny, Strider. You see it here with Lenny's meaningful maneuver.
Well, I feel like when he went up in there and he hit it and he free fell out of the lip line right there, it just looks dynamic. When he's on a shorter board, you find yourself kind of using your body language as well to support yourself, and you saw that in this move, and you can see it wedging on the reef right there. He throws it out over, comes down with the lip line, perfect timing to ride out of that. A little late, you get blown up by the whitewater. A little early, and you're breaking an ankle.
Lenny with a 3.13 for that effort. Jack Robinson is going to need to get himself out of a little bit of a hole to start this heat, and here he does, Strider, in the break. You see this off the top of the wave, cut back into the power source, looking for it to connect. It looks like it's going to stand up for him. It does. Bangs it off the closeout section. Get a little fist pump from it.
Yeah, you can hear his crew down below us hooting, and rightfully so. I think Jack found a great wave there with a lot of substance, and he did some solid surfing. Nothing mind-blowing, but just really wanted to stay over his board and complete the ride. Nice late drop, slams into the corner. Beautiful drop wallet, lay back in there. Nice carve back, redirect. Stays with it, sees that lump of water coming down the line, says, okay, this one's going to give me one more turn, so he snaps it off the top and finishes on the inside. He likes it. He'll climb the foam, wait for the Red Bull ski to get over there, but look at this snap in the bowl where he drops it back in that pocket.
Yeah, and he identified this wave on the point that it was going to stay on the reef. It was bent at him. A lot of these waves will spread out and head out to sea and head towards the Val's Reef section, but he knew this one was going to stay tight to that reef. And he just did everything he could on the outside section to get it done and then stayed with it. And you can see that bubble of water as Kai's paddling right by him. He sees this little bubble of water, which is going to stand back up for him. He just waits for it. And the next thing is timing-wise, you have to start it good. You got to finish it good. Best wave of the heat.
I think he's been watching all of Bruce Irons' movies.
What's crazy is he's got Kaimana Henry, who's probably caddied for Bruce over the years.
Jackson Baker says, I am not going to give up my lead without a fight. Getting in on the action, engaging the rails, getting another turn in off that closeout section. Got to ride out of it, can he? A little bit of hops, yes he does. So he rides out of it, see if this is going to give him anything else. It does not, but a few nice moves from Jackson Baker with the response to Jack Robinson. Trying to build off of that 3.73 is what he's trying to get rid of. Pete, what do you think of that?
He thought about it, and it was really tough not to put him on my team. Snaps up off the top in the replay here. Beautiful gouge back into the corner, and then looks for the inside. Kind of goes for the 2-for-1 here, and, he pulls it down. But that was a question, do you really go for that many turns in there, or do you just draw it out for that big hammer on the end?
And I just like the way that he completed the finish, right? Like he made sure they knew, no, I'm riding out of this wave. And when you find yourself in an elimination round, it's always so interesting to me to find out, how do the athletes respond? How do they prepare to surf in the elimination round? Laura Enever in the Red Bull athlete zone.
I think that if you think about, most Australian surfers are all about sport, and they like that. So drills are a good way to get inspired and get yourself ready for an event.
Kai Lenny looking for a 5.01 to get himself out of the elimination spot. Starts this wave off strong, spraying it out the back, engaging the rails, throwing the fins. Closeout section manages to get one more turn in. You can hear his camp really liking that one as he waits to see if there's anything else from this wave. There is not, but Strider, what do you think of the wave that Kai just took?
I think his game plan's obvious. We've seen him on a couple of those same looking waves. The last time he was on a wave like that, it was a little bit smaller.
They're a different style of waves, but that's a 5.1. So he sets it up. This turn's nice. It really lays into it. You saw the turn that he did at the competition the day 2. Similar, but on a much bigger wave. But he's got that kind of style.
He wants to remind people, no. This is the fluke, right? Not pipe. So Kai Lenny up and riding under the priority of Jack Robinson, starting off the wave with a nice swooping carve, trying to get back into the power source of the foam, find something spectacular like you were talking about, Strider, to really leave no doubt that it's worth a 4.01. I think that was enough.
So he's going to let him have it, and he's going to sit out the back and hold on. Kai's going to come in, and unfortunately, as a Hurley wild card, he is not going to advance to this heat.
That one was not the 4.01 that he is looking for. So this is the last we will see of Kai Lenny at the Hurley Pro Sunset Beach. It is Jackson Baker and Jack Robinson moving on to the next round. Jack Robinson put himself in a situation to where he was also going to advance in that yellow leader jersey. Jackson Baker gets the heat win in the first round of the first heat of the elimination round.